Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight on Top Split TV, we're coming to you live from Jerez for round 10 of season 34 of Sunday Night Lights. I'm Alex McKellar, and joining me as always is the chaotic one, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, 12 laps around this Grand Prix style layout. Got about 15 drivers here in the big one tonight. Looking forward to another night of great racing at the top end of town.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. Not the greatest showing for what is a really, really nice track, but if the warm-up race is anything to go by, the action on track is going to be spectacular. Now I've just got to wait for iRacing to actually let me into the setting, into the server.
Well, hopefully you'll be there.
I'm sitting at 15%
For how long, mate? Nah, we lost him. I don't know. The button's not happening again.
For about 5 minutes.
For about 5 minutes.
To go now.
All right, here we go. We'll get on with it then. All right, while Corey's coming in the server, let's run through his turn up tonight. Car number 1, returning champion, Adam Miles from the UK and I leads us away. Sam Devantier, the Cowboy, is car number 2, leading ANZ driver in this field of 15. The Flying Dutchman for Team Torpedo, Tim Hendrickson, is car number 3 out there tonight. Another former champion, Neil Gardner, currently leading the way in the season for Generally Stupid and Slow Racing. He's car number 4. Car number 5, another former champion who has yet to take the track, is Christian Perez. Vasco Sorowski, third ANZ driver in the field there, is car number 6. The Head Clown for Team Clowns getting around Jerez here tonight. Oh, there's Perez. We'll go say g'day. There he is in the new livery for Peaky drivers, formerly Team Astro. But either way, quick and knows how to race. The other clown, car number 7 behind the Head Clown, is Mark Lay. He's joining us once again out the back there. Jerez Zorek, he cracked 5K for the first time in like a millennia. And this week he's lost it already. He's back down to 4,600 for right foot breakers. Easy come, easy go, as they say. Hopefully it doesn't take him another 15 years to get back there. Nathan Verney is car number 9 out there for Locked On Lads Racing. Another ANZ driver in the field. Great to see him. Anthony Pang, who is a regular in the Skippy scene for sure. Not often that we see him here in the Top Split, though, on a Sunday night. Jason Willman, a real stalwart of ANZ Skippy Racing, has yet to take the track and likely won't. Often doesn't qualify here. Chooses to start from the back of the grid. Thomas Starker is car number 12 out there on debut. Jorgen Rigtrup, 13, who has had a few runs this season for MSB Racing in the big race on a Sunday night. Jerry Kaufman is car number 14 on debut from the US of A. And James Hadley, our final starter, had a rough one last race. Got lapped in the warm-up race after taken out by one of the leading pack who spun. But hopefully just trying to get around safely this time around. Corey, you made it into the server, mate?
Oh, not quite. I'm at 60%, but we're getting there.
All right.
But, it's a great list of drivers that we got, though, and the racing between the top 3 that we had in the warm-up race. So that was Miles, Hendrickson, and Perez, was absolutely amazing the whole way through. They had pulled away from Neil like 2 times in that race. Neil caught them up both times eventually, but the fact that they were able to pull away 2 times while battling at the intensity level that they were battling at was just so incredible to watch.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I'm hoping we get something similar here. Same folks rocked up for the big one, as we see Hendrickson now coming through for the final stages of his first timed lap by the looks. He's set purple to yellows. So second lap in the mid stages, not treating him so well as the front of the car dips down into the heavy braking zone of the final corner as he exits using all of the track. It's a fairly long run to the line here, so there's plenty of opportunities, and the race is not done till about here. And Hendrickson drops in a 1:56.1, which is a fantastic time in quali, and really sets the pace early. as you would expect from a former champion. I'm just trying to spot. Vernie's come through. Miles has come through. Swarovski's found some pace and dropped it in second, but a full 9/10 behind. Gardner, the second ANZ driver, Corey, he's provisionally on the second row of those, but he stays there. We've got 3 ANZ drivers, 2, 3, 4 after their first laps there, Corey.
And that's incredible to see. The Oz and Z drivers have really been stepping up a lot this season, and it's been so good to just see their progress as they've been stepping up their game and just improving day by day, race by race. And I reckon we might have the ability to see one of them maybe get onto the top set of the podium this week, just with how chaotic this race can become.
Yeah, potentially. It depends on how aggressive they want to be in the early to mid stages. If they want to sit patiently and wait for the final throws. Perez now coming around the final corner for his first flying lap. He's got 3 greens but no purples. Greens not surprising given the first lap around is a bit of a warm-up lap as he crosses the line now. Goes up to P2. Bumps Devantier off the front row as Hendrickson now coming to close out. No, he's the next one across the line, but he's still a few quarters away. Oh, no, he's coming into the final corner now. And he's done a purple, but 2 yellows again. That middle section, not really treating him the best this time round, but he had that same sort of experience the first lap. This time he does improve slightly. I suppose you can only stay first at the end of the day if you're on top. Isn't that right, Corey?
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. With being first, there's no way to get any higher than that. Christian Perez, Adam Miles just jumping up into P2 now, and only just over a 10th behind the Hendrickson machine. So I reckon it's going to be another epic battle here between Hendrickson, Miles, and Perez as Devantier now puts himself up into P3. Qualifying definitely starting to heat up here, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. Perez probably the last one out on track who can impact the current order. He's got 3 guys in front of him. He's got 1 purple sector, 2 greens, as he looks to see what he can do through these final flowing sections. You're flat here through these final 2. Oh, cops a little bit of there. That'll cost him a fraction. Lots of apex there at the penultimate corner, which is good. Nah, he's bailed on this one. Not fast enough, he thinks. And just throws it round in the entry to the pits. Hopefully not a precursor to what happens later in the race there, Corey. You got the magic button for me. There we go. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I got to do it manually, so it's a little bit longer for me to get the mic on and off. But I reckon Perez is still going to be in with a good shout. He's only going to be in P4. He's still right up there in that front group. And he'll be hungry to jump onto the top step after finishing second in the warm-up race.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And he has got some great racing on any given day in his capabilities, as Kaufman now is coming around to complete his second flying lap on debut. Didn't quite get it, ran out of time. So have we in quali. So let's go check out our grid for round 10, season 34, Sunday Night Lights here at Jerez. Team Torpedoes, Tim Hendrickson is taking out the pole position with a 56 flat, just ahead of another former champion Adam Miles from the UK and I, 1.5 tenths behind. Further 1.5 tenths back, we'll see Sam Devantier for Cowboy Racing be the leading ANZ driver off the grid, starting from third. Joining him on the second row will be Christian Perez for Peaky Drivers. 3 former champions in the top 4 as they start off tonight. Vasco Swarovski for Team Clowns starts out a 5th tonight. Alongside him, the other ANZ driver in Neil Gardner for Generally Stupid and Slow, current season leader. Starts out a P6. Mark Lay, the other clown in the field, starts out a 7th. Alongside him, Yune Zorek for Right Foot Breakers. Nathan Verney for Locked On Lads Racing out of 9th. Starting out of 10th will be Anthony Pang. 11th off the grid will be Thomas Starker on debut. James Hadley similarly for UK and I out of 12th. As we go over the page, we see 13th Jeremy Kaufman from Texas. 14th, Jason Willman from ANZ, not having set a time. Similarly, Jorgen Rigtrup will start at the back of the field there in 15th. Corey, as we wait to grab... There we go. It's probably a good shot to start with. Couple still to take the grid for 12 laps around this fast sweeping circuit. I expect a lot of pack racing here, all things going to plan.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. And this is a track that's more known for its motorcycle racing than it is its car racing, with MotoGP coming here quite often and putting on a spectacular show. So I'm very interested to see how these skippies are going to handle it around here. I reckon it's going to be a fantastic race. As I said, the racing action from the warm-up race was just something else to just admire, as all the cars are now on the grid. The revs start to rise as red lights mean rev, green lights mean go. Fred the flag marshal waving his flag over the field for round number 10 of season 34 Sunday Night Lights here from Jerez, as Tim Hendrickson immediately covers the line and takes the lead going into the first corner, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. Hendrickson straight in, straight out. Gardner already looking like he might be defending from the hard-charging Mark Ley in the background. Hadley already dropped a couple. The 13 car, or the 15 car, I should say. Anthony Pang up. Willman up 3 positions already. The car number 11. So all the action happening at the tail end of this field as they settle themselves out or sort themselves out. Meanwhile, up front now, we've got this big back straight in between turn 5 and 6. Adam Miles looking like he might be the first one to make a move, as we see in the background. Jerne Zoreg similarly. Adam Miles goes through. Zoreg looking to go through on Ley. Ley defending in the second clown car. Side by side they enter. Side by side they exit. Similarly up front still. The 1 and the 3 chased by the 2. It's all happening up front there, Corey, as they go side by side through. Still in sector 2 here towards sector 3, and they're almost going to make it 3 wides. The Cowboys right on the outside, leaves it with them. Are still side by side. They go, this is what this track does. Plenty of width, plenty of scope and draft, plenty of scope for side by side action, and these drivers looking to take full advantage of it at this stage, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. As you know, the 2x2 can last for just about an entire lap around here, and so can the 3-wide action. The 3-wide action from the warm-up race, you know, it lasted generally the majority of the lap as they come through the final corner, the big hairpin, and it's now the long run down the pit straight, where Adam Miles sneaking in behind Hendrickson there. He's going to peek to the inside of turn number 1. And let's see if he's got the legs on it to make the move stick. Although knowing Hendrickson, he is going to stick around the outside there and try and defend once more. He's going to be on the outside again for 2, but he'll put himself on the inside for 3. And if you notice there, he's doing it all because he doesn't have to brake so hard to get into the corners. He's able to carry so much more momentum, which is how generous this track is in its width.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You can get it done around the outside, inside of different places. Now, as you say, saw plenty of 3-wide in the warm-up race. I could tell you, if there was a bit more aggression, I was absolutely confident there could have been 4-wide. So I'm sort of crossing my fingers that we may see our first 4-wide here since, days gone by. We saw 5 once in Brazil at Interlagos many moons ago. I'd love to be able to call 5-wide, but I reckon 4 is probably more on the cards. You know what I'm really pleased to see at the back there? Nathan Verney just sitting behind Jerne Zorek there, just on the back of this front pack. So we have a front pack of 9. Verney, I should say, working hard to stay on the back of Zorek and on the back of this front pack. What'll be making his task a little bit easier is the fact that the guys up front have been doing a lot of side-by-side action. Not the fastest way around here, but certainly one of the funnest, Corey.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you can be in a side-by-side battle for multiple corners and just ducking and diving between inside and outside and just, all around having fun, it's always going to be a good show, especially if you're in the driver's seat. And it looks like we've all single-filed out here now. And I don't expect this to last as they come out of the final corner down the pit straight once more. See, Sandavantia was very aggressively over 2 drivers left on the track. Adam Miles is going to have a crack up the inside once more. As I just saw in the background there, Neil Gardner stepped out of line just to break the draft a little bit and to try and not get involved just yet. But I agree with you. If we see a little bit more aggression here, we might see a 4 wide. I very doubt we'll see 5 wide though, because as much fun as this track is, I don't think it's 5 wide amount of fun.
Oh, I don't know. We should get a poll up. 4 or 5 wide. Anyway, we'll see how we go. I'm sitting here going that the one person that I'm waiting to see more action from is one Christian Perez. Perez, one of the racier guys, and we know that from seasons gone by. Speaking of racy, Miles now on the far outside, bumpity, hippity go. We've got squeezing or holding at least the tight line. Miles finally opens out and allows Hendrickson to take more something resembling a classic racing line as they exit the hairpin at turn 6. Now they're going through this again, sweeping 3rd to 4th gear corner depending on how you approach it. Sweeping left-hander now down to the right-hander, which commences 3 or 4 right-handers in a row to finish this one out, with the final corner being the left-hand hairpin to finish. But you really want to set up for the overtaking opportunity into turn 1. But yeah, I'm just waiting for Perez to make his move. He's sitting very patiently. It's a bit unlike him. Not that he's not patient and smart in his racing, but typically he wants to be in amongst it, even from the early stages, Corey.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Perez normally one of the more aggressive drivers, as you mentioned, but it looks like he's just taking the Sandavantia tactic here of just sitting back and seeing what's going to transpire as Adam Miles once again holding Hendrickson to a very tight line all the way over there on driver's right. It almost looked for a second that Davantia was going to be able to make it 3 wide, but he just didn't quite have the legs on it out of the final corner. But yeah, behind our 2 leaders, everything's just calm. Everyone stayed single file, and no one's really trying to shuffle the deck here at all. It's just all Hendrickson and Miles at the front of the pack just battling as hard as they can. And we'll see what's going to happen here when they get onto the big back straight once more as they go through the sweeping turn 5. And we'll see if Miles is going to try and hold Hendrickson over to the side of the track again. And it doesn't look like it's going to be so, as Hendrickson has all the right to keep Miles as wide as he can here for turn 6, the big hairpin. But, you know, the racing action right now is just... we've entered chess game territory at the moment, Alex.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's interesting, you know. I reckon if Perez had qualified in front of Davantia, you know, it might be a different story. But he's sitting there patiently waiting. Or as Davantia swings out, but he's really not making the move, and Perez is not challenging him for that spot. I reckon about lap 6 is where the cork will come out of the bottle, and these guys will start playing a bit harder. We've lost one off this. Vernie has succumbed to the pressure and fallen off the back of this front pack. So the front pack now finishes with Zorek, who has 2 clowns in front of him in Lay and Surovsky, who are split by Gardner as Perez makes the move into the final corner now. He's gone off a lap or 2 early from what I was expecting. Surovsky, is he going to follow suit? What's he got for us into turn 1? No, he sits and waits. Zorek pressuring Lay in the background in the other clown car into turn 1. But it seems to, you know, they're sedately going around for all, you know, intents and purposes what it looks like. But realistically, I don't know that there's a single corner that the leaders haven't gone side by side through yet on any one of these laps.
Oh, I definitely think they've been side by side for the majority of this race. And now with Perez sitting there in 3rd, I think we're going to see the 3 wide pop up here very soon. He's already gotten rid of the anchor. He didn't just bring it up, he chopped that thing off, and he's already looking very aggressive. But we've also got Davantia back there in 4th, already starting to look aggressive as well. It looks like he wants to try and sneak up onto the outside of Perez, as Perez has a look to the inside of Hendrickson at the hairpin. He didn't go for it. He just held back ever so slightly. But I reckon, yeah, your prediction might have been a little bit off there, Alex, because they're already starting to get really aggressive with each other, and we're going to see the 3 wide here, I reckon, going into turn 1.
Yeah, that's it potentially, as we're on board now with Jerez as he tries to cut back. What's he got for us? He's sitting there calmly and quietly looking at what's in front of him. So they're pretty wide. You know, you talk about making the skippy wide, but when there's literally 2 in front of you, there's not much you can do. But still, he's sitting in there now. It's an overlap. So there we go. He's going to swing it right out wide. Let's see if Jerez can come underneath here, but it'll put him on the outside of turn 1, if anything. He leaves it outside there. Interestingly, what that has done, though, is Zorek was nearly off the back on the exit of the main straight. Hendrickson cheekily forces Jerez. Those two are no strangers to battle. He forces him 2 wheels on the grass. I was saying Zorek nearly lost the front pack on the back of the back straight after running a bit wide on the exit of 6. But he has caught back up because these guys are still 2x2. I heard a bit of a crunching metal there. Oh, Lay's gone round. I think Zorek was into the back of him potentially. We'll go back and have a look in a minute as they continue to run side by side up front. Jerez looking indeed to make it 3 wide, is he? Or is he going to leave the space? He does. They're still side by side. And I reckon Lay might have had a bit of... I don't want to leave these guys just yet, though, as I'm waiting for the magic 3x3 or 3 wide. There it is. The first time it's come out as Jerez goes through the middle. He spits 3 champions side by side as they come into the braking zone at 6. Still side by side on the way in.
Oh, contact.
Side by side on the way out. A little bit of hippie shakes in the middle. Wow, look at that. They managed to get through. I reckon that was a 0x at best. Look at them. There's a squadron forming here at the front, Corey.
Yeah, we've almost got the Flying V. We're going to have to call out the Mighty Ducks for their permission to use it, because these guys are really starting to battle super hard now. Jerez clears Adam Miles now up in the second, and he is going to be charging down the gearbox there of Tim Hendrickson. And as you said, they're no strangers. They will absolutely fight tooth and nail for everything, as Jerez caught a little bit of the grass there on the apex of the corner. Got a little bit sideways. He is pushing it for everything that it's got right now up the inside of the final corner, and he's just got his nose there and a little bit of a contact onto the rear wheel of Hendrickson, and that's going to check up this entire pack a little bit. So we might actually see Nathan Verney return into this pack because of how intense the battle has started to become. But because of that, Adam Miles is now under pressure.
Sorry, mate. Gardner went 3 wide into turn 1 and dispatched Swarovski, and almost got to Vanchu at the same time. But fascinating stuff there. Gardner deciding now is the time to make his move. Let's check out what happened to Mark Lay, if I can click the right button. There it is. This was on the preceding lap through turn 2. By the looks, it all checked up a little bit, and Yerne Zorek, just unfortunately, as we thought, got into the back of Lay. Let's check out back in with our leaders as they head the back straight on the exit of turn 5 for the mid stage of lap 7, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. As they come down there, all single filed out, things have just calmed down quite considerably. And what I was almost going to call out is Adam Miles was under pressure from all 3 of those drivers that were behind him before, as they were going 3 wide into turn 1. But yeah, things just seem to have taken a little bit of a chill pill here as everyone just resets and gets ready for these final 5 laps that we have coming up, because they're almost at 5 to go. Well, it'll be at the start finish line this time that will be 5 to go, and that is usually when all kinds of chaos will ensue. So Nathan Verney being off the back of this pack in P7 might not necessarily be a bad thing, because if all hell breaks loose here in front of him, Alex, he could be in the absolute box seat to take advantage of what would be some pretty epic freebies.
Yeah, for sure. He's about 3.5 seconds off, but in between he and that pack is Zorek, who's had a bit of an adventurous night, not to say the least, although he's got a bent front wing for his trouble. Meanwhile, back up front, they are line astern. Having said that, yeah, no, just showing the nose was Perez, as much in defence as it was in attack, just discouraging Adam Miles from having a look. No surprises. I heard you call contact between Perez and Hendrickson. Get familiar with that term, folks. We might hear that phrase said once or twice more tonight, judged based on the guy's history. As the front three still pushing pretty hard, and Devantier playing his usual patient game there, not wanting to get into it too early. The risk versus reward game is one that Devantier plays slightly differently to the three in front in particular. Sorowski sitting on the back of Gardner now, who made that move, and 3 wide they're going to go. Perez says, yeah, there's a little bit of room on the inside. Hendrickson keeps him tight but gives him enough room, and Miles looks to come underneath, but he'll be on the outside of Hendrickson for the next 2. Hendrickson comes underneath Perez. A little bit of contact there by the looks. Very similar to what happened to Perez last week at Oschersleben, actually, when he was racing. I've forgotten his name now. Anyway, he's gone and not here this week. Probably because it's not a free track, but still side by side now. They're swapping side by sides here. 1 minute's for the lead, then it's for second. It's all happening here, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. The contact that we're seeing here is very reminiscent of the Outlaw Kart race starts that I was watching last night. There's more contact, this time between Miles and Perez as they were coming through the penultimate corner. And Perez now is going to drop down to third, as here goes Neil Gardner around the outside of Sam Devantier there at the final corner, if you do not mind. Wow, what a move that was. That was really cool to watch. Now let's see if he can hold on to it, and maybe we'll see Neil Gardner become the cat amongst the pigeons, as he is going to try and work his way onto the podium here now, Alex.
And Sorowski looks to take advantage as well through the inside of turn 2, 1 and 2, but then maybe forced to cede the corner to Devantier on the run up to turn 5. Yes, he will. All that, of course, was happening because Perez made a little bit of contact with Miles on the run through to the final corner, and actually slowed right down to give the corner back to Miles, because the risk they were running is that Hendrickson gets away. And you can see this time down the back straight, there's no challenging, no sheep stations on the line other than bringing the gap down to Hendrickson, who really threatening to just put the head down and run away, as Miles pushes ever so hard, clips a bit of the gravel on the exit of turn 6, and then, yeah, lost anything that they gained up the back straight. They're now about 8.5, coming down to about 8.5 tenths. It'll settle through the final sector with, 3 to go when they cross the line this time round. Still enough time to catch, but it's whether or not they can do anything with it, Corey.
Oh, if I know these guys, and I'd like to think that I've known them after these last few years of commentating with you, that not only will they be able to catch here, I reckon they're going to be challenging for the lead, but I reckon we might see a little bit of ducks and drakes, just a little bit between Miles and Perez here, because both of them would like to think that they are the faster driver and need to lead this, but we'll wait and see how they go here on the pit straight. It looks like for the moment Perez is just going to sit in behind Adam Miles. He's definitely not looking like he's going for the move, not even looking like he's going to try and fake the move. But in behind them, Sam Devantier almost peeking to the outside of Neil Gardner there, maybe just to unsettle him ever so slightly. But yeah, the moves are definitely chilled out here while everyone is trying to catch up to that number 3 plated car of Tim Hendrickson.
Yeah, that's it. And the moves well, the dummies that Devantier is throwing on Gardner, opening up a little gap too. So it's, I think we run the full risk of this being, dare I say, a couple of pockets of excitement with the front 6 now split into 2 groups of 2. And well, interestingly, what happened in the warm-up race was the 2 groups were kept together by the battling of the front 3, but the front 3 this time no battling because they're separated, as Devantier now makes the move on the inside the end of the back straight at turn 6. He gets the corner seated somewhat by Gardner, and Sorowski now with 2.5 to go. Again, sitting on the back of that second group of 3 as we jump up to the front group. They've almost caught, but they've certainly halved the gap. It was about 8.5 tenths last time round. It's about 4 tenths now. So a little over half, and they'll be back into it with 2 to go, no doubt, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex, as they're coming through the final few corners now. And, yeah, that gap visually has well and truly come down. And, in fact, I think it's down to about 2 tenths now as they are reaching the penultimate corner going into the final. So, the battle will be on in earnest here once more. And as I said, they were going to catch and they were going to start battling again. And look at that, right up on the gearbox was Adam Miles there. So it's only going to be a matter of time before we see them start fanning out and trying to battle each other for position once more. As here goes Miles, peeking to the inside of Hendrickson into turn 1. Will we see any contact? Not this time. Much respect being shown between the two. And Miles will have the inside for turn 2 here, as there is a little bit of contact this time, but it's only wheel to wheel. Hendrickson with the inside run of 3, and that was enough to clear Adam Miles this time. So Hendrickson has definitely started to put the boot into it since these guys have caught back up to him, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. They've caught up. The question is, can the 3 behind bridge that gap with Devantia on the front? They've only got the 2 laps to go, so it'll want to be a fair bit of action for that to take place. As under the bridge up the back straight they come. Hendrickson takes the defensive line. Miles keeps him tight. Perez around the outside. Will he come underneath? No, he's going to go the long way around. Has Hendrickson heard the 3 wide? Yes, he has. That's checked up. Miles. Perez will come through on the inside of 7. He's already alongside the rear wheel of Hendrickson as he goes through 8 this time round. Hendrickson, nice angle of attack as the rear stepped out only to exactly where he wanted it. Perez now opens up for the first of the 4 right-handers to close this one out, and it's still side by side. Beautiful space left there by Hendrickson. Oh, the angle there from Perez, who clipped the grass or the gravel on the exit there. Skipping past the chicane, not used in this moto layout. Oh, they're all condensing up now. Devantia looking to get into it. Make it a 4-car battle for the final lap, Corey.
I was very slow on the button that time. The racing action has just got me entranced there. As side by side they go. It's going to be white flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it. Perez holding Hendrickson as far over to driver's right as he possibly can. Contact was made. Here goes Adam Miles now. He went to go sweep around the outside just as Perez went to go open up his corner. And now the racing is on in earnest as Perez has the nose ahead going through turn 2. Contact as Perez was almost pushed out into the kitty litter, but Perez now is going to take the lead as they go through turn number 4, 5, 6, 4. I just had to look at my mini map there. I got confused for a second, but the battle is still on. And it looks like now Hendrickson finally gets clear of Perez as they get onto the big back straight. This is where we're going to see all the action. Hendrickson goes defensive, driver's right. Perez up the middle, Miles to the outside. Devantia looking to the extreme inside. Not going to get there. Big contact between Perez and Hendrickson. And the second half of this lap, Alex, is going to be super intense as here comes Sam Devantia to try and get around the outside of Adam Miles for third.
All 6 of them in this. All 6 of them will think they'll have something of a chance here, but it's Hendrickson leading him away into the final sector. Perez looking how he can set him up. They can get it done out of the last corner. You don't have to lead out of the last corner depending on how you set up your run. They are line astern, which is surprising, but they won't be all the way to the line, I have no doubt, as they come through the final series of corners. 2 right-handers to go. 1 left-hander to go. Oh, he's into the rear of Hendrickson. He opens it up. They're braking. Oh, Perez is gone. He's out of incident points. He doinked off into the ether there as Hendrickson's going to take it out. Miles will finish in second and Devantia third, with Sorowski's made the move to grab P5. And I missed that happening in the background with Gardner on the back of it as they cross the line now. The rest of the field coming across. Mark Lay will finish behind Pang. there as Fred, the flag marshal, is waving the flag. I've got to go back and have a look somewhere. Let's see if I could find it. Oh my goodness, past Perez. I reckon it's about here. Yeah, this was into the hairpin. Just see how they're going there. And then I might get on board Miles and have a look from the roll bar there. This is what it looked like in front of Miles, who was in it up to his eyeballs. Ended up finishing second as we come through. As I said, this is they weren't going to finish line astern, although ultimately I guess they do. As we're sitting here, straight in behind. This is where it's going to get interesting. They got to fit the series of right-handers to go. See, Jerez has got the run with the draft. Just the tap there. Oh, and then to the side, disappears Jerez. He does. Miles looks to set it up. He had the run, but he's just pushed wide into Hendrickson, and that was enough to give him the win from Miles there. Spectacular finish to that one, and I didn't see... I'm just going to see where Sorosky got the pass done as well. He's passed there. I'm looking for where he's passed Neil Gardner. There it is. Where did this take place? Oh, it was into the hairpin. He's gone around the outside. Gardner pushes him out. Literally running into the side of Sorosky there momentarily, but it wasn't enough. Sorosky's got the drive. He's checked up a little bit by Miles, but that was enough to get through. And there you have it. Was able to hang on for the remainder of the races. You got the clear call. Whoa! Gardner came another look at him, but that slowed him down, and that was all she wrote by the looks there. Anyway, that was quite a finish to that one. Why don't we grab the scenic cam there, and we'll go check out the race results as they ended up. Hopefully, there we go. Tim Hendrickson took out an eventful finish. It's always eventful when he crosses swords with his chief sparring partner, Christian Perez. Hendrickson for Team Torpedo takes out the win, and I would suggest, depending on how the points land, I reckon that might even put him in front of the championship over leapfrogging one Neil Gardner. Adam Miles finished in second. They had the great shot at the win, just pushed out at the end, and had that side-on contact which slowed him down and left Hendrickson to take it out, having led the majority of the second half of the race. Did Hendrickson. Miles in second there. Sam Devantia played the patient game again. The Cowboy came home with another podium, finishing in third, a good bag of points. Vasco Sorosky, currently sitting in the podium positions for the season overall, has grabbed a solid P4 as the head clown there for Team Clowns. Neil Gardner for Generally Stupid and Slow. I think, although the top 5 finishes, great points, may have just had the lead of the championship wrested from him by one Tim Hendrickson. Nathan Verney for Locked On Lads Racing has played a very patient game to come through for a top 6 finish here on Sunday Night Lights. Congratulations, Nathan. Top drive. Was in it on the back of that front pack early, got dropped, but stayed with it and came away with a fantastic result. Yerne Zorek for Right Foot Breakers is finished in P7 after having several adventures. Anthony Pang from China or Asia, fantastic effort there to finish in P8, just ahead of Mark Lay for Team Clowns. There in P9, Jason Willman, stalwart of ANZ Skippy Racing, has been around since the start of M&L and SNL and has got a top 10 finish for his trouble after not setting a quality time and starting from the back. He was up 4 positions, which is as much as anyone in the race. Equivalent as the biggest move was the guy behind him in P11, Jorgen Rigtrub for MSB Racing. Congratulations to Jorgen. James Hadley on debut has finished inside the points in 12th. Jeremy Kaufman similarly on debut, but outside the points in 13th. Thomas Starker, again, on debut, has finished 14th. And then after having disappeared off into a parallel universe with too many incident points, Christian Perez has finished down there in 15th, which puts everyone else, I think, on the lead lap, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. There was no other incidents that caused anyone to have to retire from the race. So unfortunately, Christian Perez there finishes as the only car 1 lap down, all the way down in 15th after what was a super intense battle for the lead. And, the way that they bridged that gap when, Hendrickson got out to that 9/10 of a second lead, it was so incredible to watch. But those off tracks, they add up, especially, in just a 12-lap race, you could get, probably a couple of off tracks every lap. And, you're going to be having to play the the game of just trying to drive a little bit safer throughout the end. And unfortunately, that's the way it happened. He finished with 18x there at the end of the race, so he was just one over the limit. But he wasn't the only one flirting with a little bit of disaster there. I saw that Mark Lay finished the race with 13 incident points, so he was 4x away from also being a disqualification there in that one, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, look, when you put your chips on the table, you're all in at the end. That's exactly what Perez was there. He was all in and then he was all out. Playing a bit of hokey pokey, Skip Barber style. Now, let's grab a conversation with our race winner, Mr. Tim Hendrickson. Tim, that was something, mate. All the cards or all the chips were on the table at the end there. And they threw everything at you, mate. But the kitchen sink, and you've come away with a win nonetheless.
Do you know what? As I joined this Discord, the first thing Adam said was that was quite a race. And I said that was something. So, great minds think alike.
That's it.
This track has proven brilliant for racing. Both the warm-up and this race. You don't get a moment of rest, really, if anyone's near you, like within 4/10. You can go side by side through, I think we've done every corner this race. So yeah, it makes it an interesting challenge, which, it's not about pace. I tried to make it about pace because I think I had a 9/10 gap at some point, but with it being a proper GP track, or at least the size of GP track, the straights are too long to get away. Unfortunately, didn't get the easy win. I had to fight for it, but yeah, that made it a lot more fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You just said a lot of the things we said during the race, actually. The GP style layout, the chance to get away side by side through every corner, the characteristics that this track is showing through and through, and certainly with this combination. Unfortunately, not real popular during the week, but certainly showed us what can be done.
It's an understatement.
That's right. I think I found one race in my time zone this week. Anyway, all good. But mate, well done. Nice to come out on top. And as you say, there was plenty of action to keep you interested. And despite the length of the straights and the length of the circuit overall, never a minute's rest. But congratulations, mate.
Hot and sweaty.
Yeah, that's how we like it here on a Sunday night. There you go. Congratulations, mate. Anybody like to say good day or thank tonight?
Team Torpedo, of course. You guys for broadcasting, all the people in chat, all the chats in the race, and all the drivers and everyone, really.
Yeah, that's it. Just make sure you get some more torpedoes out there. What's Ant doing? Hasn't he got some new kit? Shouldn't he be out here driving?
I don't know. Ant's being Ant again. He's disappeared again, so we won't see him for a couple of months, and then suddenly it's Bathurst and he does a billion races. Who knows?
That's it. All right, mate. Well, congratulations on the win again. I think that might even put you in the running for the title as the drop weeks have come into play. So it might be the second one for the Team Torpedoes blue and orange machine. But congratulations.
Time to get even more hot and sweaty.
That's it. All right, mate. Great to talk to you. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
See you, lads.
Yeah, Corey Tim Hendrickson, as I said, he's on for a bit of a race and a season win potentially if things keep going the way they are.
All he's got to do is just play his cards right, and he's doing that right here, right now, with coming home with what is a very big win. And we knew that it was going to be close because, with drop breaks coming in, he hadn't done the full book of races just yet, so his points position was not actually affected by drop rounds just yet. And, that just means that he dropped some of those races where he didn't participate in. So I reckon he's going to be in the box seat, especially since Neil has been here for the entire season so far, and he is looking at drop rounds. So he's really got to step up his game in these last couple of weeks if he really wants to try and make a dent and have our first AusNZ champion in God knows how long.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Well, next to the booth is one Adam Miles, who, along with the others in that front pack, really showed us what a wide flowing track can do with side-by-sides everywhere. Plenty of action out there for you tonight, mate.
Yeah, it was two brilliant races. They felt very similar, but yeah, it was two wide action pretty much wherever you wanted it. And in fact, I think we were 3 wide in parts of the warm up in corners where you just, again, you got to trust who you're doing it with, but 3 wide through that final sector, the triple 4 right-handers, 3 wide, brilliant fun. We won't mention the participation this week, but yeah, no, it's a brilliant track. For a draft track, I mean, there's some draft tracks where you know where you want to be on the last lap to make that sort of gimme pass down a certain straight, but this isn't one of those tracks. It's a draft track where you can be first, second, or third going into the last lap, and it's all about who manages to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Oh, I threw out the challenge. I was hoping to see 4 or even 5 wide, but it didn't come out. I thought 4 was definitely on the cards, having watched the warm-up race, but Interlagos retains the title of 5 wide. We'll have to see what happens next time we come to Jerez, but certainly, folks, watch this. It can be done. We just need to everyone have a good go at it. But certainly, as you say, hopefully next time we come here, we can see a few more races go on, and because certainly the track is made for it, and with the drivers we get here each week, we can showcase it even better. So. But congratulations, mate. Fantastic run there. Oh, I should ask you, though, that last corner, I thought you had the run. Just get on the gas a bit early, or what happened there?
Not really. I think, I mean, I was a sort of a full car length behind going into the apex, and I think Tim kept it a little tight. If I'd avoided contact, I would have had such a slow run out the corner that it probably wouldn't have worked. So I was banking on Tim taking a full wide line out to the curb, and he didn't. So, little bit of wheel to side pod, but I don't think there was any way that I could have taken the corner in retrospect that would have got me across the line first.
Yeah, fair enough. But you've certainly had a red hot go at it, which is what it's all about, mate. So again, congratulations on the podium. Great finish tonight of a great race. Anybody you'd like to say g'day to or have a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to yourself and Corey. It's fantastic to have the broadcast, and no doubt I'll try and squeeze that in before the Formula One in an hour. Shout out to Hannah for always supporting me in all the races that I do, whether it's SNL, SNS, Diacha, the officials, whatever. She's always there helping. And congrats to Tim on the win, and in the warm up as well.
Yeah, perfect. All right, thanks, Adam. Great to talk to you as always. Thank you for the work you do for the community. It is much appreciated. I know it doesn't always come with a hat full of thanks. Usually more complaints, but yeah, look. It is much appreciated. It's a big reason why we still get racing here each week. So thanks to you, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Corey, community rep, current season champion or carryover champion from last year, Adam Miles, who's also, of course, got pace to burn. Yeah, showed it again tonight and put it right up there to some of the best going around.
Oh, absolutely. It's great to have the rep for Skippies come and race with us week in, week out. And Adam is not a slouch when he gets behind the wheel. He puts 120% into every single race he does. Even when he's flipping over the wall at Bathurst, he does it with a big smile and a laugh. And he's out there to have fun, but he's also out there to be super competitive. And we get both sides of Adam while he's out there racing around. And, it's just awesome having the community rep who is so heavily involved doing community things like joining in SNL.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Absolutely agree. And it's what better rep than someone who's up there enjoying the racing each week and, leading by example. So excellent stuff. Now, that might just about do us, folks. Corey, do you want to tell everyone how much you got coming up this week?
So Winstel is actually off for a couple of weeks now. And that means that I get a couple of Mondays where I get to sleep in as much as I want. But on Tuesday, there is a brand new dirt league called Echo, which is a part of the Output Racing League. And with that, I will be driving a 360 sprint car, it's a dirt series. And the first stop is at Lanier, which will be a lot of fun. Then on Wednesday at 11:35 Western Australian time, which is GMT +8, the Output Racing League will be in action, and I think we're going to Charlotte for that one. I'll just need to double check real quick. And yeah, we'll be going to Charlotte. The holy grail of NASCAR racing is Charlotte, and it'll be great fun. It's a great track to race around, multiple group racing, and the B cars there should be a lot of fun to watch. Then on Friday, it's the start of a brand new season for the Reverb Racing Series, which is another Output Racing League offshoot. And we're doing the street stocks in that one, which will be a bit of fun. And that series will include us running paved street stocks on dirt, which surprisingly, they're faster than dirt street stocks on dirt. And then back here again with you next week, Alex, as we tackle the penultimate round of the season.
Yeah, perfect, mate. Can I just, as I throw up all the places you can find the Top Split stuff and the history of SNL and MNL, of course, on the Top Split YouTube channel, which is where we also stream in 1440p. Simulcast with here, the sacred home of Top Split TV. I will just say thank you to everyone who turns up week in, week out to make this, not just the broadcast, but the series, to keep the energy there, to really display what these cars in this series are all about, because the racing here is just unparalleled, and it's great fun. It's a great community. So thank you, everyone, for joining us both on track and off, as always. And on behalf of the Chaotic One, and before we see you again next week at Belle Isle for the penultimate round of Season 34. So on behalf of Corey and myself, Alex McKellar, I will say until next time, ciao for now.